Hey YouTube, Alex here from eBoardStuff. Today we're going to be talking about our Hyperdrive wheels. Black, white, little too boring for you? Well, we're going to be using some over-the-counter Rit Dye that's available at arts and craft stores to change our white wheels into basically any color you possibly want to. I've never done this before. Apparently it's pretty straightforward, so follow along as we take some white wheels and make them fancy. So what you're gonna need is your favorite color Rit Dye. What we're using here is the Royal Purple Dye More Synthetic. This is supposed to be the best for dyeing anything plastic other than a natural fiber. Wheels are urethane, so we're thinking we're gonna get good results with this. Also, apparently this stuff dyes very dark very quickly, so we're only gonna use half this bottle to dye 4 wheels. In addition to this, we're gonna need hot water. We're using an electric kettle. Definitely get yourself some gloves. You don't want to have purple hands or whatever color you choose. And then we have some additional water here to make sure we have the wheels completely covered. So we're gonna get mixing. Watch as we get these things purple. Okay, so we're measuring the depth of the cold water, which is pretty close to about 2/3 the way up the wheel. When we add our hot water and dye, it should cover our wheel completely. There we go, nice and purple. Okay, so we're gonna add our hot water, our boiling water. Okay. And our wheels. All right, the wheels are completely covered. We're gonna give these we're gonna check these wheels every 5 minutes for 10 minutes till we get the color that we want. See you in a few minutes. So while we're waiting for our purple wheels to set, we're gonna give some orange a try. This is as cheap as it gets, about $2.50 at the local craft store. Orange powdered dye. See what it looks like. I'm curious. And we're using the whole packet. Oh, wow, these are gonna be really orange. Let's get you out of here. Oh, wow. That smells very strong. Holy moly. Woo! So, when you're opening this packet, make sure it's you don't have your face near it. It smells very strong. Adding the hot water. And in with the wheels. Ooh, that's gonna look cool. I wanna make sure the wheels aren't touching. So it's been about 10 minutes with the white wheels and the purple. So we're gonna pull one out and see how they're starting to look. Oh, that's pretty fun. So like a light periwinkle looking color. So I'm thinking, let these go probably another 10 minutes is what I'm thinking. It looks like they're maybe a little bit light on the bottom side. So we'll let these go another 10 minutes and check them. If they're still light on the bottom, we'll flip them over. Oh, that's gonna look really fun. Okay, let's check this third one. All of them are dyeing at about the same speed though. All look about the same color density. Okay, we'll check back in another 10 minutes. All right, so it's been about 35, 40 minutes now. So we're gonna check these purple wheels out again and see if they've gotten any darker, which they most certainly have. So we've got a pretty good color in the front of these. It looks pretty uniform too. Little bit darker up in the front. Okay, so let's Set these guys aside. We're gonna go rinse them off with fresh water. So we've had these wheels in the dye for about 35-40 minutes. And although they look pretty darn good, I really want to see what they'll look like sitting in the water and dye for about another hour. See if we can even out the color. As we can see, there's a couple light spots in the wheel, and where it's dark, it looks really good in purple. So we're gonna put these wheels back in the dye, let them sit for another hour, and you'll see what they look like along with us. I'm excited to see what they'll be. All right, so our orange wheels have been sitting in the water and dye for about 25 minutes. So this is our first check on these ones here. Oh wow, and they've got an interesting light orange color to them so far. I think we're gonna let these ones sit for another hour, just like the purple ones. And we'll come back to them. These guys aren't taking the color nearly as well as the others. Just on a preliminary note, it looks to me that the darker colors seem to take better, even considering that this is only half strength dye over the full strength orange. So I'm curious to see if the orange will even take on these wheels. It's pretty obvious the purple's gonna continue to get darker and darker. So another hour will let us know. So as we've been sitting here waiting for the hot water to warm up to get these wheels back in the bin, we've noticed the color has started to set up in the wheels. There's still very slight color zoning, but the wheels look fantastic. They're nice and dark, not too dark. You can still obviously tell they're purple. And we think we're gonna leave these wheels be, and we're just gonna dye a whole nother set of wheels at full strength for a full hour and see how those come out, because we're pretty happy with the way these turned out on half strength dye in about 40-ish minutes. All right, so it's been an hour, and in that hour, we've put our first round of purple wheels on the Mini X here. And as time goes on, the color keeps getting better on these wheels. It's gotta be the dye traveling through the urethane. This is my first time doing this, so this is all new stuff to me. But they look fantastic. And this is only 30 minutes at half strength. And what we're about to take out of the bowl here is full strength dye that's been sitting here for an hour. So let's see what we've got waiting for us. All right, let's see. Oh, not too much darker. God, that looks great too, though. All right, well, I think we've got, oh yeah, look at how much more uniform the coloring is. That's cool. So I'm really curious to see, we're gonna let these set up and just sit for about half an hour. And I'm really curious to see how these wheels are gonna come out. Here's the orange tray that uses the powdered dye that we weren't getting too much dye action in about 20 minutes. So these have been sitting here now for well over an hour and a half, and we haven't messed with them either. So I'm curious to see if there's gonna be any color difference. It looks to me like they dyed an interesting kind of yellowy orange color. That's definitely not white. You know, who knows? Maybe they just need to sit. Or are we dyeing these red? We're just gonna pour red in there. Yeah, that just looks like old wheels. So the wheel on the board was dyed for half an hour at half strength using this Rit dye right here, which is the synthetic version royal purple. The wheel in my hand was full strength Rit dye at about an hour, just a little bit darker. My suggestion, if you're gonna go through the trouble to do this, run at full strength, let the wheels sit an hour, and you get a nice, beautiful, dark color. Now we've only gotten these good results out of the purple. And here, if you take a look at what became of our attempt with the orange wheels, we just ended up with kind of a funky yellowish cream color. Not the biggest fan. These guys are gonna get dyed, or I think we're gonna dye these cherry red. So check out our Instagram for the results. And if you need some wheels, Hyperdrive wheels are now available on Amazon Prime as well as our website. If you have any questions about how we did this stuff or have any critiques or criticisms about our methods, let us know down in the comments. But thanks for watching and stay tuned, we got more stuff coming out.